All right, once all your clothing is done and you've gotten it checked off, the next step is to start taking the parts of your body that are outside your clothing and making them look human, because gesture drawings aren't really human. So, I have got several books that I will start handing around the class, and several packets of information, but I'm going to kind of give you the basics here. So if you look at this illustration of the arm, and here's a front view of the arm. Now this person is very muscular, but you can just see the muscles. See how the muscles form a shape. Where does it go in? Where does it go out? It goes in right before the elbow, it goes out, and then in right before the wrist. So if I look here, I'm only drawing this outside, so it's got to go in a little bit at the elbow. The elbow is kind of pointy. Let's see if I can find a better illustration of a bent arm. So here's a bent arm. So see how when my arm is bent, it gets a little pointy at the end. So I'm going to look here. Let's do this way. There we go, so you can see. So I'm going to make that end a little pointy. I'm going to bring this in. See how this top is rounded as it comes into the wrist. And now I can start erasing the gesture on the inside. This also kind of rounds in a little bit. So this part is tricky. I've done this many, many times, which is why this is going so quickly for me. And you can also tweak and alter any of the details you need to on your shirt. So, hands. Now I'm going to show you how to do a basic hand right now. You're going to take, if you look at your hand, we divide it in half first, because look at the fingers versus the palm. So fingers and palm are half, so we divide it in half. That's fingers versus palm. Now if we look at the palm is kind of squarish. So we kind of square it out, and see how it comes in, it goes out from the wrist. So we're going to make it a little wider than our wrist. Okay, so now I've got the palm. Now my trick to the fingers is draw a house. So see how it goes up and down? That's the house. Divide the house into 4 equal pieces. That gives you the 4 fingers. Let's see if I can get that zoomed in a little bit more. That's a little better. So 4 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3. Then each of those can be where each of your fingers go. And then I can start erasing that outside line, and now I've got my 4 fingers. Now the tricky part, the part that most people forget, is your thumb attaches at the bottom of your hand. So it attaches right down here and kind of sticks out at an angle. It doesn't follow all the rest. So that is an open hand. If you want to do a closed hand, you can do that too. If we look at a fist, the fist is not the same size as an open hand. So the fist would only be this big. So if this was my hand, the fist I would erase that top half. So the palm stays similar. It's still kind of that square. On a fist, you just see the fingers popping up above that palm. And you see the thumb on the outside. And then you can go in and erase your little details and make it a little bit more detailed. Any other pose I can help people individually with. So there's hands, arms. Now we got to move to the next part.